Alright guys, what is up? This is the TJ exclusive CeraPad can. This mouse pad is actually a ceramic mouse pad made, interestingly enough, in the USA, which is pretty cool to have this stuff made here. So the sizes are 355 x 305 millimeters for $50, 405 x 355 millimeters for $90, 405 x 405 millimeters for $100, 505 x 405 for $115. That's this size. Then there is 505 x 505 for $125, 605 x 405 also for $125. So the size I'm using, the 505 x 405, is just like this much bigger than a, let's say, SkyPad 3.0, which is right here. If you want to save 10%, you can use code WNTR. So let's say this size will end up costing after shipping like $103 or so. But this will actually end up costing less than something like a Wallhack 4.0 because of free shipping and the code. So the color options are gray, white, blue, red, pink, green, and orange. So you have a ton of color options. Also, right here you can customize by putting like a custom logo or letters. I personally didn't choose to do that, but it is something you can do if you want. So also, this is a control pad, but it will vary based on the skates on how controlled it really is, because with these TJ exclusive plastic skates, this is essentially a speed pad. It doesn't feel controlled at all. Maybe a little, but this is a speed pad with the TJ skates. But then if you take something like Yanzi skates, it's still speedy, but you can really feel control. And then X-ray pad Obsidians, there's like barely any speed. These just feel super muddy. I would not even recommend using these on this pad. Then you have core pads, which have a little bit of speed, but they feel very controlled. These core pads are probably my favorite skate to use on this pad. They just work well. So overall, this is a control pad, but if you could kind of get that like speed with plastic skates, so if you want to use control sometimes and speed sometimes, this is the pad I would recommend for that. Also, it's very easily cleanable. I just use a microfiber cloth and some water, and I clean it every couple of days. That works, but if you want to deep clean it, you can use like Windex and it will clean better. So in terms of when you're speeding around, if you have dirt on here and it gets like stuck on your mouse, 90% of the time it doesn't affect the glide for me. It's not a problem. Like, I got a haircut a few days ago, hair was falling on my mouse pad. It did not affect my glide at all, but on this SkyPad, it would be over. So I definitely think this is an advantage over glass. If it's a little dirty, it's not going to be a big deal. So in game also, it just feels good to use. You can get like speed with this, you control with others. It just feels like a nice premium mouse pad to use. It doesn't feel as premium as a glass pad because glass pads have that cold to the touch. This still feels cold, but like glass pads just feel colder and more premium. But because of that, this gets less dirty, it picks up less fingerprints, and also if you're one to sweat, this will be a much better coating. Then, sorry about that doorbell ring. I'm not gonna edit it out. So compared to other pads, like, I don't really have many other pads. This does feel better control as the Saturn. I do prefer this over the Saturn. I prefer this over the SkyPad, to be honest, because I can get speed with some skates, but then if I want control, I can get control. So I kind of get both. But remember, this still isn't a control pad. This is just a one skate that feels really fast. And overall, I think for the fact that the size I have ends up costing $103 after you use a coupon code is a really good deal for something like a SkyPad that's after shipping is going to cost like $130. This also has you get customizable right here. You can customize it. You can get control and speed. Technically, it just feels good overall. And then I forgot to show you guys the bottom. So it has feet, but it has like this nice carbon fiber looking bottom. It doesn't really matter. You never really look at the bottom. But overall, I just think this is a solid pad. It just It doesn't get as much dirty. It just solves the problems I've had with glass, that it doesn't like mess up your glide if it's dirty. It doesn't like cause you to like sweat and like mess up your glide as well. It's just better. It's even easier to clean, and it's just slightly cheaper than the glass pads I've tried. So overall, I can recommend it if you're willing to spend $100 on a mouse pad. This is the one I'd probably recommend. Thanks for watching. See ya.